My boyfriend, 34, and I, 26 female, have been dating for nearly a year and a half. Tomorrow he's coming to Thanksgiving dinner at my dad's house and meeting my family for the first time. I'm extremely family-oriented, and it's so important to me that he's finally meeting them. This also means the world to my family because I rarely bring men home, and they've wanted to meet him for a long time. He's aware of this and how much this meeting means to me, and has assured me that he's looking forward to it too. This afternoon, he asked if his roommate could come too. I was caught off guard and said no. I didn't even ask my family, who I'm sure would say yes, but it's a hard boundary for me. I barely know his roommate, but he's military and won't be able to be with his own family for the holiday, which is why my boyfriend asked. I understand and appreciate his compassion and kindness, but I need this event to just be me, him, and my family, without his buddy, who's a stranger to me. I called him to talk through it, but he was extremely upset and wasn't really responding. I asked if he was still coming, and he said yes. Then I asked if he was okay, and he said no, but that he would be. I told him to reach out to me when he's ready, and that I understand if he doesn't want to talk to me right now. So I've been waiting to hear from him since that phone call a couple of hours ago. I feel like a massive idiot, but this is one of the rare events where I put my foot down in this relationship and refuse to accommodate his wants. So, am I the idiot? Edit. He and my boyfriend are both in the military and are stationed at the local base, which is far from their own homes and families. You're allowed to set whatever boundaries you want, but don't be surprised if, after thinking it over, he decides it's a deal breaker. People in the military together often become family to each other. So from his point of view, you basically told him he is to leave a brother alone because your heart isn't big enough to include him. He'll probably honor his commitment to your family to attend, but I'd be amazed if the relationship lasts past this weekend. Not the idiot. Generally, under normal circumstances, yes, but this is the first time he's meeting her family, and it seems like she hasn't met the roommate, or at least doesn't know him well. OP isn't being unreasonable by wanting this day to be about the two of them. I absolutely cannot imagine meeting the family of someone I've been dating this long for the first time and asking them to host my friend they also don't know at the same time. Just very weird. Disagree. You are the idiot, OP. I'd understand better if this was Valentine's Day or your partner's anniversary. Thanksgiving and Christmas are typically about giving and generosity. I think it would have been better for everyone if you had let the roommate join. I think it would have been good to see the boyfriend interact with people he had just met and someone he's comfortable with. On the other hand, your boyfriend has seen this side of you and may not like it. Was it worth the risk of him thinking differently of you? I can't imagine knowingly letting someone be alone on Thanksgiving, especially someone who mattered to my boyfriend. Yes, maybe Thanksgiving is supposed to be about generosity and giving, but I wouldn't be comfortable asking my parents if a stranger could come to our house for Thanksgiving. I really want to update on this because I'm wondering what his intentions were, whether or not he just wanted to see if she would jump and say yes, or if he was trying to score his friend a free meal and was not really thinking respectfully of the people who would be hosting him. It's suspicious that he waited until the last minute. Asking the day before the event is so rude, in my opinion, especially for something that involves a lot of cooking. Update. Am I an idiot for saying my boyfriend's roommate can't come to Thanksgiving dinner? For more clarity and because people are making many unfounded assumptions, I have briefly met his roommate, i.e., hi-bye, on multiple occasions. We barely know each other though, because he has a schedule that makes it so he's rarely around when I am, and we've never had the opportunity to have a full conversation, surpassing basic greetings. I made it clear that I'd love to have him and include him in my family, but the first meeting between my parents and boyfriend wasn't the place to do so. My boyfriend has not met my family because I'm very particular about who I bring home and will not bring someone home unless I'm 100% comfortable that this is the correct choice. I'm protective of my family, and I don't want them to get attached. So I get that it's unconventional, but it's my choice, and every party involved respects that. I ended up apologizing to my boyfriend, asking my parents, and inviting his roommate, who wasn't aware my boyfriend had asked him about coming. He can't even come anyways. I appreciate the comments, even the ones calling me a heartless monster, but no one is put out in the end. OP, I know this resolved itself already, but it was not a reasonable ask of your boyfriend. He hasn't even met your family, and he wants to invite his roommate to your family's house? Kind of a bad sign that he asked in the first place, but an even worse sign that he got all pouty about it when you said no. The worst sign is that you apologized to your boyfriend. He now knows that he can manipulate his much younger girlfriend when he feels like being emotionally immature and punitive, and you'll actually apologize to him for his bad attitude and behavior. Girl, red flags. So I, 32 male, had my son, Ben, teen, really young. My girlfriend Ivy and I were both 18 and had just graduated high school. Ivy wanted to end it. I wanted to keep him. We agreed that she'd carry him to term, but would sign over all parental rights to me and have no responsibility to him. I raised him alone for 7 years until my wife, Jane, 34, came into the picture. Jane legally adopted Ben 2 years ago and was the only real mother figure in his life until 1 year ago when Ivy showed up. She reached out to me via Facebook and asked to meet Ben. I told Ben what was happening and gave him the choice. He said yes. The three of us met up at a dinner, and the two had a very emotional conversation. They've been in sparse contact ever since. Now, I didn't know this at first, but Ivy has since converted to Catholicism. Now, I have no issues with her religion. However, she recently contacted me and asked me to send Ben to a local Catholic private school for high school. He'll be a freshman next year. She explained that she wanted Ben to know her faith and that the school has a good reputation. She even offered to pay 2/3 of the tuition. I said no. Why I said no? Neither Ben nor I are religious at all. I asked Ben if he wanted to go to the Catholic school or the local public high school, and he said he'd rather go to the public school to stay with his friends. Tuition is quite expensive, and even 1/3 would be a financial burden. I've heard horror stories about Catholic schools. Also, their curriculum isn't publicly available, and I don't know how they would teach science and history. I don't want him to learn misogyny, purity culture, creationism, etc. Despite all these reasons, she's still Ben's mother, and going against her wishes could risk their relationship. So, am I the idiot for sending him to the public high school? Not the idiot. She signed over her parental rights at birth. She's just the egg donor and the incubator. She willingly gave up the role of mother. She cannot have any expectation that she'll get that role back. You did enough to even consider it and give Ben the option. Also, the curriculum not available to parents is a huge red flag. Also, Ben at his age is old enough that his opinion matters. So even if OP were in favor of the idea, it would still not be okay, given Ben is against it. It would also be not okay if she, for instance, asked Ben to attend church against Ben's wishes. Me wondering if maybe now she's having fertility problems. She's gone to Jesus. She wants contact, etc. It all screams that something's going on. OP, stop referring to this woman as his mother. She's an egg donor. Mother is the incorrect term to use. Your wife is the only mother he has. She voluntarily stopped being his mom when she decided to sign over her parental rights, and Jane is his mom. His real mom, not the bio one who showed up so many years later, has no say in this. Maybe if Ivy had shown up a few years in, it would have been too late once he built his relationship with Jane. Being a parent is taking responsibility and being there, not showing up years later or decades later, claiming to know what's best for their kid. Exactly. It really makes me angry how Jane has no say in it. She raised him. She took all the responsibility and put in the work. but she's only mentioned once. I bet she feels horrible how the OP is even considering that biomom's, egg donors, request for the kid to get to know her faith. She might have struggled to be pregnant in high school. Still, after that, she had many years of advantage of not raising the kid and probably building a career to come and offer some conditional funding. Literally, a random woman shows up this many years in, and suddenly she can dictate how they should arrange their lives? I, 27 female, am getting married in a few months to my fiancé, 28 male. We've been planning our dream wedding for over a year, and everything is finally falling into place. However, one issue has been causing quite a bit of controversy in our family. My nephew, 18, James, has a service dog, Max, for his anxiety and panic attacks. Max is a well-trained and well-behaved dog, and he's been a great help to James over the years. However, I'm severely allergic to dogs, so I could have a severe reaction if I'm around them for an extended period. This is something my family's well aware of. When we sent out the invitations for our wedding, we made it clear that there would be a strict no pets policy due to my allergies. However, James and his parents approached us and asked if Max could be an exception, as he has a service dog and not just a pet. They assured us that Max would be on his best behavior and would not cause any problems. As much as I understand the importance of Max to James, I had to say no. My wedding day is supposed to be one of the happiest days of my life, and I don't want to risk having a severe allergic reaction during the ceremony or reception. I explained this to James and his parents, and I offered to help find alternative accommodations for Max during the wedding. However, my decision has caused a lot of controversy in the family. Some of my relatives believe that I'm being selfish and inconsiderate, while others understand my point of view and support my decision. James is understandably upset, and I feel terrible about the situation. So, am I the idiot for not allowing my nephew to bring his service dog to my wedding? They want him to be an exception to your allergies? Just like, ask your allergies to take the day off. Do they expect the bride to stay at home while the nephew attends? I'm sorry, your family thinks it's selfish not to want to suffer an allergic reaction on your wedding day. This isn't about the dog behaving properly. This is about your health. Sorry, nephew, but in a showdown between your attendance and the bride being able to breathe at her own wedding, the bride wins. They expect the nephew and dog to wave at the bride as she gets married in an ambulance. You are not the idiot. And reply to family, so you're asking me, the bride, to miss my wedding. Any answer they give, you're saying I'm not important? That a guest is more important than me on my wedding day? Over and over. What jerks. The kid can stay home. It sucks, but criminy, you're allergic. Agree. Allergies are no joke. And on your wedding day, this is a no-brainer. You offer to work with them to find alternative accommodations. If they won't work with you, that's on them. If a person has severe anxiety about needing a service animal, they may want to stay home anyway. It's not like he's a child. He's 18 years old. By the way, congratulations. I hope you have a wonderful wedding and marriage. I, 28 female, have a crappy relationship with my parents. They have never helped me feel better about myself. They provided nothing for me other than the basics until I left home. When I was 18, I moved out with my 22-year-old boyfriend. He paid for my university and gave me the first home where I actually felt loved. He also introduced me to shows like The Office, where random people make their own families. I cried like a baby when Michael bought Pam's drawing. He said he was proud of her. I've never heard those words from my family. So we're married now. He's 31 now, and we have a child together, infant male, months. And our favorite thing to do is make dinner together and watch an hour of TV. My parents want to meet their grandson, but I cut them out of my life 10 years ago. I'm happy. I'm fulfilled. I have a great career that they did everything they could to sabotage. My grandmother left money for my education, but just told them to save it for me. They used it on renovations of their home. No repairs, renovations. My husband says that if I want to go, then we'll go as a family, but I'd rather stay home with him and our son. We can order a Thanksgiving dinner from a restaurant and just sit and enjoy. So I was harsh. I told them they weren't really people I wanted to spend time with or have my son exposed to. I told them that I'd be staying home with my real family and watching the Friends Thanksgiving episode marathon. Now my brothers are calling me and saying that my words hurt my parents and that I'm an idiot for cutting them all out of my life. As I said, I probably should have lied or chosen my words better, but it's the truth. I get more emotional support from TV than I ever did from them. And my husband is my rock. He has my back no matter what I do. I'm betting the brothers didn't get their money stolen or diverted. Not the idiot OP. I cut off the brothers as well. It's so easy for the parents to go, boo-hoo, but if they were sorry, they'd cough up the money. You cut them off for a good reason. Don't doubt your choice. Agreed, OP. I don't feel bad for your words hurting them. They didn't feel bad when they tried to steal your future to upgrade their house. That had to hurt a lot worse than what they're feeling, and they don't deserve you trying to soften your words to spare their feelings. Live a great life with the family you have surrounded yourself with. And this is a perfect example of, if you treat your kids like crap when they're growing up, they'll return the favor when you're old. Sharing DNA does not oblige you to tolerate them when you're grown and able to make up your own mind. A toxic family is better left in the rear view. You've made a life without them. Yesterday, when I, 24 female, went out for a morning jog in the park, I saw a couple walking one of the most adorable puppies I've ever seen. That puppy locked eyes with me, and that was it, wagging her tail, tongue out, smiling, trying to pull the husband in my direction. I paused my jog and ran over to ask if I could say hello, and they said of course. The puppy wouldn't have allowed me not to, LOL. I love dogs, so I was in heaven. I spent several minutes on the ground with her, getting all kinds of love and affection, and asking her owners her name, how old, etc. She also happened to be the same breed as the dog I grew up with, who passed away a few weeks ago, a golden retriever who was my best friend. So this was incredibly comforting to me. A few minutes into talking, to clarify about 2 minutes, and I was probably with them for about 4 total, 2 with the dog, 2 with the wife being mad, and the husband getting her to leave. I noticed the wife starting to look irritated. At first I figured I might have overstayed my welcome, so I decided to back off. I got up and said something like, I'll let you get back to your walk now, but thank you so much. That was the highlight of my day. As the husband was saying goodbye to me, the wife interrupted him and said, Really? I was pretty confused, so I asked her if something was wrong. The couple also had a baby, a little girl sleeping in a stroller. I'm bad with ages, but if I had to guess, she was probably around a month-ish old. The wife said I was beyond rude for spending all this time cooing over the stupid dog, but not saying anything about her newborn. I have absolutely nothing against babies or children, including this woman's daughter. I see them as other human beings just like me, but I won't lie. Babies and kids have never elicited the same instant warm feelings that dogs and all animals do for me. This is to say, I've never really been the type to coo at babies. I don't hate or dislike them at all. I just regard them in the same way I regard all strangers, regardless of age. Before I could get a word in, the husband began ushering her away and told me to have a good day, though I could still hear her muttering things about me under her breath as they left. I didn't mean to be rude, but I'm wondering if I was. Am I the idiot? Obviously not the idiot. There's a reason the husband ushered her away. Before departing, I have to say hi to the pet owner, so I'm not completely disregarding them. You fawn over dogs. Some people fawn over babies. Some people fawn over both, and some over neither. Nothing wrong with any of it, but some people look for things to be offended over. She should have said, Oh, I'm sorry. Can I pet your newborn too? What breed is it? Pure breed or mix? Is it a rescue? LMAOOO. I hope you're carrying poop bags for her. Yeah, This probably isn't about hormones or baby cuteness. It sounds like OP just stumbled into a fight between a married couple and caught a stray bullet. Like a puppy and a 1-month-old baby? I could easily see the husband begging for a puppy and causing a lot of strife.